to do. Each person do what suits them. And I neither condone or condemn anybody. Okay? Because the Bible itself will be supportive of things that we may say is not in alignment with our thoughts or our belief. And then you read the Bible and you'll be like, oh, wait a minute now. Did the Bible just say that? I'm gonna start the reading because I'm not gonna get into specifics right now. We're gonna read the Bible and let the Bible speaks. Let the Bible speak for itself. Okay? I think I've said enough where that is concerned. Oh, good morning to the people on the tube. Good morning to the people on the talk. Welcome into the live. We are reading from the book of St. John, chapters 6 and 7. Get your book Bible or your Google Bible. Come along with me and let us read together. Let's begin. I was looking for Winsome. Winsome was supposed to come on. Winsome, if you are here, please say you are here. If you are here, because I was waiting for you in particular while I was here blabbing off my mouth. I was waiting for you in particular. So let me know when you are here, Sister Winsome. Let me see who else is over here on the talk. I think that is Legend. That might be Legend right there. Legend usually come here, take me out a winding. He ain't saying nothing. He just sitting there watching me like, let me listen to what Trev is saying before I jump in. Before I jump in and say something. But anywho, come along with me, my friends, and let us read together. St. John chapter 6. There's a danger in loving somebody too much. St. John chapter 6 says, after these things, Jesus went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a great multitude followed him, because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased. Now, at this point, Jesus was coming from Samaria. This was after he had seen the woman at the well. Now, for those of you who were in the reading on Friday, was it Friday? Whenever the last time that we read, when Jesus was in Samaria, he was traveling with his disciples, and they saw the woman. He saw the woman at the well, and he spoke to the woman about giving him a drink of water. And she was like, hey, I'm a Samaritan, and you are a Jew. Jewish people absolutely have nothing to do with Samaritans. We are like stark enemies. Why would you even want a drink of water from me? And he said, the drink of water that you might give me will make me thirst again, but the drink of water that I'm able to give you will ensure that you never thirst again. And by conversing with the woman, he was able to tell this woman how she had 5 husbands and all these things about her that, she had never met him before. She didn't think he knew anything about her. To her, he was a complete stranger. But he knew all these things about her. And so after he had told her all these things that she didn't know he knew, she went ahead and told everybody about what he had said and how he knew about her even without her having told him anything. And the people came, her people, the Samaritan people whom she had told, had come to see, who is this person she's talking about? What powers this person has that he could tell her about herself even though he didn't know her? And so Jesus ended up staying in Samaria for a few days, him and his disciples, before they went on to Galilee. Let us continue. And a great multitude followed him because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased. Wow, something went wrong here. Hold on. What happened just now? Hold on there, my friend. Something went wrong. Okay. Verse 3. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples. And the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was near. When Jesus then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, when shall we buy bread that these may eat? And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him, there is a lad here. A lad is a little boy. He says, there is a lad here which has 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish. But what are they among so many? And Jesus said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place. So the men sat down, in a number about 5,000. And Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes, as much as they would. When they were filled, he said unto his disciples, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Jesus did, said, this is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world. Now, when they say this, now remember that the Jewish people, and not just the Jewish people, but per the Jewish per their religion and what was established for them by Moses, they had been waiting for an individual that possessed these capabilities as Jesus did, because it was prophesied for them. You know, Isaiah prophesied there was going to be somebody to deliver the Jewish people. Jeremiah prophesied there was going to be someone to deliver the Jewish people from bondage. Now, this bondage that we speak of is the bondage in which they were taken from Jerusalem, from Israel. Israel was destroyed, and the Jewish people, some had to run for safety into other countries like Samaria, Egypt, Syria, all around. The Jewish people had to run for refuge, those who escaped the captivity of Nebuchadnezzar. Because remember now, Jesus' coming was 14 generations after after the Babylonian seizure of Israel. Okay, so it's been a long time. a long time, generation after generation after generation, that they were waiting for an individual of whom the Bible, their prophets had spoken about, that he was going to come to rescue them. All right. So here in St. John chapter 6 and verse 14, it says, then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Jesus did, said, this is of a truth that prophet that would come into the world. When Jesus therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain by himself. And when evening was now come, his disciples went down unto the sea and entered into a ship and went over the sea towards Capernaum. And it was now dark, but Jesus was not come to them. And the sea arose by reason of a great wind that blew. So when they had rowed about 5 and 20 or 30 furlongs, that's about 25 to 30 furlongs, they saw nigh onto the ship. Something is wrong here. They see Jesus walking on the sea and drawing nigh unto the ship, and they were afraid. But he said unto them, it is I, be not afraid. Then they willingly received him into the ship, and immediately the ship was at the land where they went. The day following, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat, save that one wherein his disciples were entered, and that Jesus went not with his disciples into the boat, but that his disciples were gone away alone. Howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias, near unto the place where they did eat bread, after that the Lord had given thanks. When the people therefore saw that Jesus was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum, looking for Jesus. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when did you come here? Jesus answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me, not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perishes, but for that meat which endures unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath God the Father sealed. Then they said unto him, what shall we do, that we might work the works of God? Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that he believe on him whom he hath sent. They said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What dost thou work? Our father did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven, and giveth life unto the world. Then they said unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. But I say unto you, that ye also have seen me, and believe not. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from heaven not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which hath sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which seeth the Son and believe on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. The Jews then murmured at him, because he said, I am the bread which come down from heaven. No, no, y'all, remember that even though Jesus was a Jew, the Jewish people did not accept him. They did, yeah, they did not readily believe that he was who he said he was. They didn't readily believe him. They questioned his actions. They questioned who sent him. They questioned everything he said and everything he did. They questioned it. Was it because they were shocked? Was it because did they intend to be antagonistic towards what was happening in their culture? I am not sure. I am not sure. But it is clear from the scriptures that they had issues with him having come and with his teachings. A lot of his teachings were not in alignment with the teachings that they had been following historically. So they were not just skeptical, but I believe that they felt threatened, especially the people who were in power, the people who were in authority. They felt as though they were not going to get as much support from the people since Jesus had come, because what he was able to do, and with the following that he was developing, with all these people following him and being willing to continue following him, do you see why how the politics played into that? So the people who were the rulers and the lawmakers at the time, they were not for that, because they felt as though their positions were being threatened by his presence and the fact that all these people were starting to follow him. And also because his teachings were different from the teachings that they had been following for generations. Like, he has come to disrupt the status quo. He has come to shift this paradigm of religious order. They didn't like that. Because remember, when they talked about the woman being married to the different brothers, and everybody dying without without them having a child together, and they tried to hold his feet to the fire about that. So when God comes, or when this rapture, this everlasting rapture of some sort, when that happens, who is going to be considered to be the woman's husband, since she had been married 7 times to the 7 brothers? And he said to them, well, the people of this earth, of this world, you give in to, you get married and give in to marriage. But at that time, you are not going to be like in the flesh, where you will be required to give into marriage or be married. So it wouldn't even matter then. that aspect that didn't sit well with them because they didn't get the answer they wanted. They wanted to just antagonize the system, just antagonize. You ever come across those people? It no matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, it can never be enough for them. It can never be good enough. And at that point, it is no longer just what you are saying or doing. It's personal. It's you. So whether you do good or you say good, it doesn't matter to them. They just don't like you and your presence. And they are intimidated by you. So you cannot do or say anything that is going to convince them otherwise. And that was the position of Jesus per the text. Let us continue. Welcome again. Welcome into the live, everybody. Those of you on the tube, those of you on the talk, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for coming and listening to the reading of the Bible. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. Let us continue. We are on to the book of St. John chapter 6. We are on. So follow along. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believes on me shall never thirst. But I said unto you, that ye also have seen me, and believe not. See what I tell you? They see him, they see the miracles he has performed, but they believe not. Verse 37, all that the Father gives me shall come to me, and him that comes to me I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me, I shall lose nothing, but shall raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which sees the Son and believes on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. The Jews then murmured at him. The Jews then murmured at him, because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. And they said, is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he says that he came from heaven? And Jesus therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not amongst yourselves. No man can come to me, except the Father which had sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of God. Every man therefore that hath heard and hath learnt of the Father comes unto me. Not that any man hath seen the Father, save he which is of God. He hath seen the Father. You say no man hath seen the Father? Did he just say no man hath seen the Father? Is that what he just said? No man hath seen the Father? Not interesting. I believe Moses said he saw the Father. Didn't he? Moses said he saw the Father and he spoke to him face to face. Didn't Moses say that? And I want to start talking about Moses this morning because that's gonna take me a minute, you know. But Moses did say he saw God and he spoke to him. And he spoke to him face to face. Am I right or am I right? So far we have seen where a lot of the things that Moses had said and that Moses had taught has a lot of question signs, because some of the things that Moses taught the people and the radicalization of all of that, you know, where it's do or die. You better do as I say, or else. We find that in the New Testament, when Jesus is presented with these same scenarios, there is a milder approach to these things. For example, the picking of the corn on the Sabbath. You all know that per Moses' law, them coulda never dare. Yeah, they could never dare to go talk about they are seen in their field on the Sabbath picking corn. That was a no-no. That was not acceptable. And not only was it not acceptable, it was punishable. And we know Moses' punishments, what they were, right? They were rock, stone, panyo. Yeah. We know how brutal the punishments of Moses were. And so because of this fear that the people had, they were shocked to see that Jesus was allowing the disciples to break corn and eat on the Sabbath day. And so they questioned it, like, what are you doing? You are breaking our laws. We are not supposed to break corn. We are not supposed to pick corn on the Sabbath day. And Jesus mildly reminded them of David in the tabernacle, having gone in there to eat the food that was supposed to be only for the priests. David was hungry. He went and he ate the food. Now he says, these people, they are hungry and there is corn right here. What does it matter whether or not it is Sabbath if you are hungry? Break the corn and eat. The Sabbath was made for you and not you for the Sabbath. And that right there was quite telling. And I believe that drew the ire of many of the people when Jesus said that, because to them, breaking their Sabbath was one of the worst sins you could commit. But here comes this person who says that he is sent from God and he is there as their redeemer and he's performing all these miracles and he is absolutely extraordinary. He had been written about for ages. He had been written about. They have read about him and what would happen when he came. And now that he's here and all these things are happening, they don't want to accept it. But then he has the audacity to be saying something different from what they are accustomed to. God, is that you? Yeah, he's saying something different from what they're accustomed to religiously. They are not happy. Not at all. Good morning, Sister Kat. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome. Let me see who else is here. I see David. I see Beristan and others. Welcome, guys. So let us continue. For those of you just coming, we are on to St. John chapter 6 and verse 47. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life. I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eats of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, and that strove now is the past tense of strife. That means fighting amongst themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, he have no life in you. Verse 54. Whosoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eats my flesh and drinks my blood dwells in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eats me, even he shall live by me. Let's continue. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eats of this bread shall live forever. These things said he in the synagogue, as he taught in Capernaum. Verse 60. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, they said, This is a hard saying. Who can hear it? When Jesus knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, Does this offend you? What and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? It is the Spirit that quickens. The flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not, for Jesus knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. From that time many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then Jesus said unto the 12, Will ye also go away? Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art that Christ, the Son of the living God. Verse 70. Boy, chapter 6 is very long. Jesus answered them, Have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? Ha ha! He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. I never knows the Judas Iscariot father was a Simon. Guys, we have to understand there are several people in the Bible with similar names. That's why I always say, when we are reading, we have to make sure who they are talking about when they just use the name. We notice that several times when the Bible talks about somebody, they usually reference the person's father. So we know exactly who they were talking about. This one, Judas Iscariot, is the son of somebody named Simon. I don't think that was the Simon who followed Jesus. That wasn't the Simon, but that was another Simon. Okay. Hello. Who's this? A Stormy? Are we Stormy? This Stormy Daniel? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Um, let us continue. Let us continue, lovely people. This is the end of St. John chapter 6. We are going to move on. Legend, Miss I stay there. I keep quiet. Monsieur, good morning. How you doing? All right, we are going to move right along, guys, to St. John chapter 7. Me, you see, me know me see you. Me see you. Good morning, my love. How you doing? All right, let us. Oh, you know, we are cats. Oh, hush, hush. Me wake you up early. Me wake you up early. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, guys, let us continue. Roll on, roll out your books. Let's go to St. John chapter 7. After these things, Jesus walked into Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. Now the Jews' feast of tabernacles was at hand. His brethren therefore said unto him, Depart hence, and go into Judea, that thy disciples also may see the works that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seek to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to the world. For neither did his brethren believe in him. Then Jesus said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hates, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. Go ye up unto this feast. I go not up yet unto this feast, for my time is not yet come. So, Jesus's disciples are, telling him to go up to this celebration that the Jews are having. Yeah, I'm not going up there. The Jews seek to unalive me. I ain't going up there because my time is not yet come. So I'm not going up there. Verse 6 says, Then Jesus said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. So you can die anytime, but my time is specifically designed, and it has not yet come. The world cannot hate you, but me it hates, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. Go ye up unto this feast. I go not up unto this feast, for my time is not yet come. When he had said these words unto them, he abode still in Galilee. But when his brethren were gone up, then went he also up unto the feast, not openly, but as it were in secret. Then the Jews sought him at the feast, and said, Where is he? And there was such murmuring among the people concerning him. For some said, He is a good man, while others said, No, he deceives the people. Howbeit, no man spoke openly of him for fear of the Jews. You see, the people then were even afraid to embrace. The people were even afraid to embrace the teachings of Jesus, because they were afraid that if they embraced the teachings of Jesus, the Jewish people were going to see them as their enemy. So they didn't want to draw the ire of the masses. So they were even afraid. Let's continue. Now, about the midst of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and taught there. And the Jews marveled, saying, How knoweth this man letters, having never learnt? Oh, oh, Jesus never went to school. Okay, so they say, how this man knows letters when he was never learnt? Jesus answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of God, or whether I speak of myself. He that speaks of himself seeks his own glory, but he that seeks his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. We unlock, bless up your nice clean self. How you doing? I hope you're feeling better. Remember the other day we spoke, you weren't feeling too good. I hope you're feeling good, feeling better, my love. Good to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. By the way, you're up early, huh? Oh, you're probably at work or leaving work. Let us continue, my friends. Somebody's here named the Blue Book. Welcome. Let us continue. We are on to verse 19 of chapter 7. Did not Moses give you the law, and yet none of you keep the law? Why you go about to kill me? The people answered and said, thou hast a devil. Who goeth about to kill thee? Jesus answered and said, ah. So them people here not easy. We are going to read that again. We're going to read that again. Did not Moses give you the law, and yet none of you keeps the law? Why do you go about to kill me? The people answered and said, you are a devil. Who goes about to kill you? Jesus answered and said unto them, I have done one work, and ye all marvel. Moses therefore gave unto you circumcision, not because it is of Moses, but of the fathers. And he on the Sabbath day circumcised a man. If a man on the Sabbath day receives circumcision, that the law of Moses should not be broken, are ye angry at me because I have made a man every whit whole on the Sabbath day? Okay. All up, people, because I'm going to read that again. Let me read it again. I'm going to read again. May I come all the way from verse 19. Did not Moses give you the law, and yet none of you keeps the law? Why are you going about to kill me? The people answered and said, thou hast a devil. Who goeth about to kill you? And Jesus answered and said unto them, I have done one work, and ye all marvel. Moses therefore gave unto you circumcision. And in parentheses it says, not because it is of Moses, but of the fathers. And he on the Sabbath day circumcised a man. If a man on the Sabbath day receives circumcision, that the law of Moses should not be broken, are ye angry at me because I have made a man every whit whole on the Sabbath day? They themselves can't keep up. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgments. Then said some of them of Jerusalem, Is not this he whom they seek to kill? But lo, he speaks boldly, and they say nothing unto him. Do the rulers know indeed that this is the very Christ? Howbeit we know this man whence he is, but when Christ comes, no man knows whence he is. Then cried Jesus in the temple as he taught, saying, He both know me, and he know whence I am, and I am not come of myself, but he that sent me is true, whom he know not. But I know him, for I am from him, and he hath sent me. Then they sought to take him, but no man laid hands on him, because his hour was not yet come. And many of the people believed on him and said, When Christ comes, will he do more miracles than these which this man hath done? The Pharisees heard that the people murmured such things concerning him. And the Pharisees and the chief priests sent officers to take him. Then said Jesus unto them, Yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. He shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, there he cannot come. Then said the Jews amongst themselves, Where will he go, that we cannot find him? Will he go unto dispersed among the Gentiles, and teach the Gentiles? What manner of saying is this that he said, He shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, there he cannot come? What is he talking about? In the last day, that great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried, saying, If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. But this spake he of the Spirit, which they that believed on him should receive. For the Holy Ghost was not yet given, because that Jesus was not yet glorified. Many of the people, therefore, when they heard this saying, said, Of a truth, this is the prophet. Let us continue. Verse 41. Others said, This is the Christ. But some said, He is not. Oh, this keep on texting me and distracting me. Let us continue. Others said, This is Christ. But some said, Shall Christ come out of Galilee? Hath not the scripture said that Christ cometh of the seed of David, and out of the town of Bethlehem, where David was? So there was a division amongst the people because of him. Okay, so this division, because Jesus was from Galilee, the people are, they're arguing amongst themselves. They said, like, the scriptures said that the Christ that was going to come to redeem us and to do all these things, these miracles and all these things, he was going to come out of Bethlehem, where David was, because he's supposed to be a descendant of David. But this one come out of Galilee. He can't be the same person. Now, if you all remember that when Jesus was born, his father Joseph had taken him down to Egypt to escape the wrath of Herod. And then when they came back, then he said the Spirit told him to return. After Herod had died, he was supposed to come back to Israel with the baby. But then Herod's son was now the ruler, and he was considered to be even worse than his father. So Joseph took a detour and went to Galilee. So it is not far-fetched that Jesus is from Bethlehem. It's just that he went to Galilee with his father, Joseph, for his own safety when he was younger. So if people say, oh, he's from Bethlehem or he's from Galilee, we can say he's from both, right? That's what I think based on what I have read. So now the Jewish people are saying, oh, we don't think he is because he's not from the right place. But we know that he is indeed a descendant of David, of King David, regardless of whether even he came from Timbuktu. According to the book, he is a descendant of David. If we look into Matthew chapter 1, where they outline the genealogy of Jesus, you will see that his lineage came down from King David. Even though when we look at his the genealogy in the book of Luke, there is some discrepancies. We spoke about that before, where there are some discrepancies about in terms of Jesus's grandfather. He came down from the line of David, but when we look at his immediate grandfather in Matthew, let me take a look here. In Matthew, he has the two grandfathers have two different names. I mean, there is some discrepancy right there, because according to Matthew, I don't want to mislead y'all, but according to Matthew, Jesus's immediate grandfather, that is the father of Joseph, is considered to be a man named Jacob. Now, this is not the same Jacob that's the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. In Matthew 1, it says Joseph's immediate father was a man named Jacob. But in Luke, it's Eli or Eli, however you want to pronounce it. So right there, that's a little bit of a discrepancy. And I do not know if, I kept saying that maybe the name was changed because Jesus had come after the children of Israel had been taken into captivity. But then if the book of Matthew and Luke, those scriptures are of the gospel, then I would think that the authors of both those books would have either lived at the same times or used the same information, the same resources, I should say, to come up with their version. So I don't think it was a name change based on the Babylonian authority, because remember, when the Babylonians took the children of Israel captive, they did a lot of name changing. Remember, they changed Daniel's name, they changed a lot of people. They changed the names of the people who came down, who they took from Israel and took captive into Babylon. So I don't think that applied to the genealogy of Jesus when it comes right down to the name of his immediate grandfather, as in Joseph's father. So I don't know where the disconnect came in, why they have two different names, but that can raise some eyebrows for some people. Like, That's another instant of inconsistency that make people question the whole veracity of this thing. But we're going to continue. We are going to continue. You can go look it up yourself. Don't say Trev say. Just go look it up yourself. Right, we unlock? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to continue. Somebody named Orville. Orville? Say Orville like the life. I appreciate you, Orville. I thank you. Somebody named Kay. Bless up yourself, Kay. Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for the follow. How are you doing? Somebody here named the Blue Book. Michael Topom. Marsha B. Who else is here? Welcome, guys. We are coming to the end of this morning's reading as we read the book of St. John, chapter 7. Verse 42. Have not the scriptures said that Christ comes of the son of the seed of David and out of the town of Bethlehem, where David was? So there was a division among the people because of him, and some of them would have taken him, but no man laid hands on him. Then came the officers to the chief priests and Pharisees, and they said unto him, Why have ye not brought him? The officers answered and said, Never man spake like this man. Then answered them the Pharisees, Are he also deceived? So the Pharisees come to the priests and the chiefs and said, Listen, why don't I bring this man in already for us to unalive him? And he said, they said, No man has ever spoken like this man has. So the Pharisees said to them, Oh, so you are deceived too. So you believe you believe too. You are bamboozled, huh? All right, we will see. Have any of the rulers or of the Pharisees believed on him? But these people who knows not the law are cursed. Nicodemus said unto them, He that came to Jesus by night, being one of them, that was Nicodemus. Doth our law judge any man before it hear him and know what he does? They answered and said unto him, Art thou also of Galilee? Search and look, for out of Galilee arise no prophet. And every man went to his own house. So because Jesus is come out of Galilee, they are convinced. They say he's no prophet, because according to our scriptures, no prophet, nothing good can come out of Galilee. So no prophet could ever come out of Galilee. So the fact that, you see, they have just, these people, they will do just about anything. They will find just about any little crevice to justify their feelings towards Jesus. First, it was, who is he? Where is he from? Now it is, the second it was like, why is he saying stuff that is against what Moses taught us? Then now it is, oh, he's from Galilee. Ain't no prophet gonna be coming out of Galilee. So that is enough to tell us that he ain't real. He's not real, because no prophet can come out of Galilee. So they are just nitpicking at some little minor details that has absolutely no relevance at all to what Jesus is about. None at all. Because how it's gonna be that it's because somebody's from a particular place, while you're saying no prophet can come from this particular place. Is that what determines a prophet? I guess not. I guess not. That's not what determines a prophet. It's not where they're from, because to be a prophet is not self-ordained. Therefore, where you are from is not important. What's important is where you go and what you do. But anywho, that is where we are going to end the reading for this morning. I want to say thanks to everybody who came into the live. I sincerely appreciate you all. We are going to end the live at this moment. And when we come back later when I come back on the live, it will be Legend. Did the live itch? Because I don't know if my internet is back. We had a terrible storm last night, all of yesterday afternoon into the late into the night. So my internet was down. And I don't know if it was glitching or not. I didn't get any email that says it's back up and running. So I don't know. But I hope you all had a good experience with it this morning and it was not itching. All right. So that is where we are going to end the reading this morning. I want to say thanks to everybody who came into the live. Those of you commented, those of you followed the host, those of you who hit the like button. I sincerely appreciate you all. That's going to be it from me for now. Join me again tomorrow morning, same time, same place, when we will continue with the reading of the good book as we attempt to read it from the beginning to the end. All right. Once again, thanks to everybody who came in. Go ahead now, guys, and have yourselves a great day. This is Trev from Trev Essence, where your journey matters. Have yourselves a great day, guys.